What's up, guys? Here with the Blind Marrow on another hot Ohio day. So I had someone recently comment on my taking my LS powered 79 Camaro for a rip. I think that was like the first video I ever did driving the car. And they asked, would owning a 79 Camaro as their first car be a good idea? And I thought, what a wonderful question. There's two answers to that though. The short answer is no, it's a terrible idea. Don't own one of these as your first car. Get a daily driver and then get one of these as a project, because chances are you're not going to find one of these that you're going to want to spend a whole lot of time in. The long answer to that is, we'll talk about that here in a second. Alright, so the long answer to that question is, we got to look at some things first. Do you have mechanical know-how? Can you work on the car? Do you have a support system, a friend? Like I have a friend that helps me with this, that can guide you along through the process. What climate do you live in? Do you live somewhere where there's going to be snow and salt and all the nasty things of winter? Do you have a ginormous budget? Like, doing this is not cheap. Even doing a car back to original, back to stock, as I call old man style, is not cheap. You know, it's a lot of money. So these, you know, and then the other thing is, what do you want to do with the car? Do you want to go hot rodding, you know, drag racing, autocrossing, all of that? These are all things you need to look at before you make a decision. Part of the short answer is, if you wanted to get one of these, find a daily driver. You know, a truck, a car, something newer, more comfortable with all the modern conveniences that you want. And then get one of these as a project and have fun with it. Or, well, no, I'm not going to go there. But yeah, that's what I would say. You know, get a nice daily driver and then get a project. But let's say you have all those things. The guy or the kid that messaged me told me that he lived in California. Sucks for you, dude. Wouldn't want to live there. You can't even get good gas there. But, so say you live California. Perfect. No winter, snow, salt, nastiness. We're good there. You have a big budget, so you can afford to make the car a nice place to be and fix it up and have the modern convenience that you want. We're good there. And you have someone that, you know, can help you, guide you, and you know, help make the car what it should be. Yeah, go ahead, do it. Now, he had asked me about, well, what do you think about third gens? Well, I like third gens, but there's a lot of problems with those. If you want to make any power, you need a $3,000 rear end, because the 7.5 10 bolt, you're going to break it. You know, stock, you're going to break it. They were good handling cars. They were better than these. You know, the third gen, you can't fit headers on them. There's not really a whole lot of room underneath them to fit headers and do all that good stuff. So, do I like third gens? Yeah, absolutely. Would I buy one and build one? No, probably not, just because of all the reasons I just listed. Then he had asked me about earlier cars, and so I explained to him the variances in the different second gens, you know, body style and stuff like that. And now everything after 73 had smog motors in it, made no power to begin with. And then I told him 98 through 2002 F bodies. You get an LS1, you get a 6-speed. There you go. It still needs a $3,000 rear end and some suspension goodies to make the back of the car worth the shit. But, you know, small price compared to everything you need to do to one of these to make it as good. Garrett, he had suggested to me when I was just out of high school looking for a car to get a 4th gen. And should I have listened to him? I don't know. We could debate that either way. But my suggestion to that kid was, get a 4th gen. It's going to have good fuel economy because it has a modern, efficient engine in it with a modern fuel injection system. It's going to have an overdrive transmission, whether that being the 6-speed or the automatic. Either way, it's going to have overdrive. The air conditioning It's gonna be decent. The radio in it from the factory is gonna be decent for the time. Now, I mean, obviously cars today have a lot better stereos in them than 20 years ago. However, for the time, you know, they were good. And so that's where I was making a strong case, was just get a 4th gen. The seats are gonna be comfortable, and you're not gonna have to mess around with all the bullshit of one of these. Like, this is why I don't know if I want to do another old car, because there's just so much crap. And it's not the big stuff, the motor and the trans, like, and that's in the rear end, like, that's the fun stuff. It's all the little stuff over here on the passenger or driver's side of the car. These are little brackets that the window rides against with felt on there. I'll show you, because the door panel's still off. I bought 3 of them, haven't put them on there yet, but it was $70 for 3 of them. This little guy right here, this one was, the felt was missing, just took it out of there. Then that, for 3 of these little brackets with the felt on it, the class rides against, 70 freaking bucks. And then window trim, like, it was like 400 bucks for this, and then that, for $300, somewhere around that. It wasn't cheap, that's the point I'm getting at. So my suggestion for the, you know, this kid, he was like, I think he said it was like 15, was get a 4th gen, you know, get a daily driver. I don't want to disparage anybody from building an old car. I think everybody should build an old car. You know, there's a lot of pros to it too. I'm just pointing out the cons. Like, I wanted to make sure this guy knew what he was going to get into if he bought one of these. So that's really all I got, is get a good, you know, new daily driver, truck, car, whatever, you know, floats your boat, tickles your fancy. Then get a project, you know, 79 project. And the other thing too, when I mentioned about the 4th gen, is stock, the 4th gen is going to kick the shit out of this thing. This motor in this car, it was an original 350 car, and it was rated at like 127 horsepower. I mean, it was freaking pathetic. And the motor that was in it when I had got it was a 355. Apparently it was redone. It leaked a lot of oil. Never really tore into the old motor to confirm any of that. All I know is it was a turd. So yeah, and I had mentioned it to him. I'm like, you're gonna buy one of these. It's not gonna have an overdrive transmission in it, so the rear end ratio is gonna suck. You know, that's gonna make up for that overdrive. It's gonna be a pig. It's gonna suck down the fuel. It's not gonna be fast. It's not gonna ride good. Well, I mean ride good. It's not gonna be anything, you know, great. Stock brakes aren't too bad, but yeah, it's just not gonna, you know, it's gonna look cool, and that's about it. And I explained to him too, I was like, if you want to make this thing handle good, and, you know, like a modern car and stuff, you're looking at spending like $4 grand on the front end. Well, I don't think I spent $4 grand, but if you want to do all the best of the best, you know, $4 grand, because the steering box is very expensive. But all in all, I think it was like, I think I got $2 grand worth of suspension goodies on the front, and then on the back, you know, suspension, that's gonna be $1,000, rear end $3,000, so it'd be like $4,000 worth of that. But then I was, you know, also explaining to him, I want to put a T56 Magnum in this car. That's gonna be like $5,000 for the swap, but it should pay for itself and save fuel. But, you know, so my whole point of this is, would one of these cars make a great first car? No. But if you have the correct resources and live in the correct climate, it could. It could be. But again, I still don't suggest it. So anyways, that's all I got for you. We'll see about trying to get people to go for rides and whatnot. I don't know. A bunch of people are... I got one guy that wants to. We went to school together, but schedules haven't lined up right yet. So yeah, we'll try to come up with some better content. I wish I had Wednesdays off so I could go do some more passes at the track. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out what else to make videos about and not be super boring like this one. So keep chipping away. If you haven't, please subscribe. I really would appreciate that. My goal is I would like to get 1,000 subscribers within 12 months. So I think my first video was posted in April. So by next April, I'd like to be at 1,000. And like, comment, subscribe. share all that, hit the little bell notification. All that stuff really fucking helps us out. So yeah, if you haven't done that, please do. Thank you, and have a good one.